All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is the player ratings, where me and Lee, as always, will talk about how Arsenal just about stumbled and bumbled a win over West Ham. Joining me, as always, is my boy, my colleague, my co-host, Lee. Say hello to the people, Lee.
Good evening. It is a good evening because Arsenal won. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to watch either. It wasn't easy to watch. Jesus Christ, VAR saved us, mate. That was hard work.
Always like that VAR, me. Always liked it.
Always rated it, bro. Always rated. Come on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty tough to watch. I mean, I know lots of people asked us kind of towards the end of your watch along. And obviously big up to, what was it, 20,000 people that watched our watch along?
Yeah, 20,000, man.
This is crazy.
20,000.
Who basically were like, you know, what was our kind of general thoughts about the game? It weren't great, but I kind of said this as Lee was having his cigarette. I would take 38 of those if it meant us winning the title. 3
100%.
points is all that matters.
Bro, boring 1-0 Arsenal. Come on.
It's all that matters at the end of the day. And that's why I always said to people who were moaning about Emre's style is that for me, he lost me when he stopped winning. I couldn't care less about the style of play. Just don't stop winning.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important style of play, is winning. Because, and I said this before, forget the goal. If we walked away with a draw, would you have been happy with that style of play? Because it was boring most of the game. Me and Lee, you could see me and Lee were like flipping that. Okay, this is some dull shit. And I think that is what is the most important thing. I think, especially when you get to this stage of the season, don't worry about style of play. Just worry about those 3 points. And we're going to need them because we face a Man City side on Wednesday. That is going to be a problem. My only happiness about that City game is that you would think City's Premier League season is more or less dead. They ain't winning the league. They ain't going to get out of the top 4, so they're not slipping out of it. So they may be thinking to themselves, all right, let's focus on other things, and that may help us. But I think from our point of view, we need every inch, every second we can get, because we're basically approaching this like a man with a gangbang, a man approaching a gangbang with a 3-inch todger. So we need every inch we could possibly get. Big up to everybody in the chat room. Please do slap a like on this video. As always, donations are fantastic. They're great. I always reinvest them in the show. But you know what's more important? You know what every single one of you can do, and it don't cost you a dime? Slapping a like on this video. That helps the show get noticed, and that's what I need you guys to do. So make sure you guys can do that. That'll be great, because I see a lot of new names in the chat. What do you think of the game? Just your general thoughts before we get into the player ratings.
Well, we got out of jail. That's a start. I think that it was just all over the place. It was just too slow, man. Just too boring. It reminded me of the Olympiacos game. Yeah, where it was just like, it just didn't feel right from the get-go. It was just boring, wasn't it? And we got lucky. They could have, and probably should have, been winning the game on multiple times, man. Leno made some good saves. They hit the post from another Granit Xhaka crossfield pass going nowhere. And it was just too slow, disjointed. There was no rhythm. It was too open. The gaps between defence and midfield were just all over the shop, and then the gaps between midfield and attack were too big. And the only shining light for me at half time was the fact that it was 0-0, and Pepe, Saka, and Leno had played all right. Yeah, other than that, every single one of them should have walked off that pitch thinking, boy, I need to step up. And then second half, you're thinking, okay, let's go for it. And again, second half, until we scored the goal with 12 minutes to go, that was petering out into a 0-0 or a West Ham win. Yeah, and then we got the goal. Yeah, we got kind of lucky because VAR jumped in. Rightly so, though. It wasn't offside. And then we got the goal. But then, you know, even after that, they had a couple of chances, little half chances and that, didn't they? So, yeah, it weren't great. It weren't great. But we got the 3 points and we've got a massive game on Wednesday, man. And this lot better turn up on Wednesday.
Agreed. Big up to almost 150 people watching. Please do slap a video once again. So please slap a video, slap a like on this video. Once again, it all helps the show get noticed. And yeah, we're going to go into player ratings. How do we do this? Well, this is why we do this. I'll do the whole team. Lee will do the back line and his man of the match. For everyone who is watching, you guys hopefully will then switch to Lee's channel.
Yeah, I'm going to set it up for 7 o'clock. So
you set it up for 7. Okay, yeah, well, we'll still put the link in there. Ain't a problem. They can at least have it up and around. I guess you set it up for after the game, right? After the
I'm setting up as we speak. I'm nearly done.
Yeah. So make sure you guys do go over there and check out the rest of his player. I usually do. I ain't gonna lie to you, because when he talks and he disagrees with some of the things, because we don't always agree on this, contrary to popular belief. We don't always agree on players. So sometimes I'm curious about a certain player he's made a comment on, and I'll tune in and have it in the background. So just because I don't necessarily say anything in the chat, I'm usually in there on a Saturday when he does, or a Sunday when he does player rating. So do make sure you go check it out. And hit that subscribe button, most importantly, if you haven't subscribed already. We do this for every single Arsenal game. Oh, what? It's not on TV? Don't worry about it. We'll cover it.
We got you, baby. We got you.
We got you. Okay. Let me stop speaking like an American because it doesn't agree with my throat. Right, let's go. Let's talk about Bernd Leno. I changed my mind. He's my man of the match. I could see why he's not yours. I thought he made some really good saves. He kept us in the game at crucial points. I do agree with you. I don't think his kicking is necessarily the best. There's one penalty. One thing that I honestly, if they'd given a penalty, I wouldn't have been surprised. Where he did knock it into the player and it went out for a kind of a goal kick, but it was just like, I just felt like he took a bit of a risk. I don't know. For me, there's certain things he does that I'm not necessarily okay with. But he kept a clean sheet, and I think that was largely because of Leno. Because these defenders ain't getting much of the credit. So I'm going to give him, I don't think he was a 9, but I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10.
Well, I'm definitely not agreeing with you this week then.
There you go. There you go.
Definitely not agreeing with you. Yes, he was good. He made some good saves. The one from Mikel Antonio where Pablo Van Dijk flicked it on from Cresswell. He flicked it back header straight to Mikel Antonio. The one-handed save, that was top draw. That was just instinctive. What a save. Like I said, the one you said about where it could have been a penalty. Why is he doing that? Yeah, I don't get that. His kicking was a joke. His kicking was a disgrace today. Yeah, and he put us under all sorts of pressure every single time, man. It's like, is he being told to constantly kick it out from the back? Yeah,
and that's what I was just about to say. Is that him or is that the manager?
But then when I watched the Chelsea-Liverpool game the other day, Kepa was in goal and he was doing the same. Yeah. But then he'd wave them away and kick it long. So was he told, oh, suck it in so it looks like we're going to do that and then hit it to Giroud? I don't know. I don't know whether Arteta's telling him to do that. But the fact is, you've got to stop doing that, mate. Yeah. We are going to come unstuck. Right? Because as soon as you kick that ball 3-4 yards to the edge of the 6-yard box or whatever, right, straight to David Luiz or Marie, straight away they had 3 players in the box. Yeah, now you have got a 3-on-2 in the box. Yes, you've got the ball, but then their midfielder pressing up, yeah, and you're running back towards your own goal, and then you're firing the ball into Granit Xhaka. Listen, yeah, less said about him, the better. And you're running back to your own goal as the ball's firing at you. 9 times out of 10, Granit Xhaka is going to lose the ball. So for me, that's got to stop. And he has to take it upon himself to, even if Arteta's telling him to do that, every now and again just go, no, I ain't doing that, because we're getting bang under pressure for it. I'm not going to give him more than a 7, mate. I thought he made some good saves. Other than that, I thought his kicking was a joke. I thought he put us under pressure.
Okay,
he did make some very good saves.
See, people, we disagree. We usually disagree. That's the hilarious thing. If you're a real one, you already know this. Okay, Sokratis. Now, I did see people defend Sokratis today in your watch along, saying that they didn't think Sokratis was that bad. I hate seeing Sokratis play right back. I do. I get that he once upon a time, a few years ago, used to play there, and he's doing a competent job, and he's better than Hector Bellerin. But as I said in our group chat, Lee, that's like saying that a sprained ankle is better than a broken one. Like, all right, I still don't want to sprain my ankle, though. You know what I mean? I feel like he did okay. I'd be lying to you again if I said he was the worst player on the pitch. But it just makes the Ainsley Maitland-Niles thing even more baffling. Plus, has no one noticed that we were just straight lied to about Suarez? When he signed, he was 2 weeks away from fitness.
3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks away.
It is March. It's going to be now the second week of March. And we still have no idea when this guy's coming back. Like, what's going on here? I don't even know if he's in training.
I don't think he is.
So, but yeah, to me, I don't know. This Ainsley Maitland-Niles thing just baffles me. But in terms of Sokratis, I'm going to give him I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he was okay. He was all right.
A 4.
I wanted a 4, but he kept ultimately these by hook or by crook. And yes, by God's miracle, we got to clean sheet. So I can't give him a 4. So I have to.
No, I'm giving him a 4. The amount of times that guy was in the penalty box, their penalty box, right? And he was on the penalty spot. When he scored the header, he was on the penalty spot. He kept going up for corners. I don't know whether that was something Arteta told him to do, but every time he went up for a corner and they broke, he's now well out of position because he was supposed to be right back. As a centre-back, yes, cool. And I know that David Luiz was staying back a little bit at times as well and helping out to cover that. But nah, man, he was shocking at times today. He's clumsy. He made some nice little tackles. He doesn't offer anything going forward. He can't cross the ball. He's just there for the shithousery effect, isn't he? Yeah, that when you are winning a game, he'll start rugby tackling people and wasting time. And he scores the odd bullet header, which he nearly did today. But nah, man, I don't know why Maitland-Niles is not playing. But for me, 4.
Yeah.
Good luck against Sterling on Wednesday. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you know what I mean? 177 people watching. Please do stick a like on this video. It all helps. It all helps. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about his home debut, Pablo Mari. Were you impressed?
Not really, if I'm being honest. Not really. I thought that... See, I said this before, right? And I said this before he even played against Portsmouth. I didn't expect him to start a game until Portsmouth. I thought that was the right game to put him in. Yeah, to play your first 90 minutes, put him in against a team that you're going to have a comfortable evening. It's going to be light work. You should win the game. You should dominate, which he did. But you know what our fans are like? They get all giddy and compare him with Van Dijk. Well, today he was tight as bramble at times. Yeah, let's be real. He was out of position so many times, especially first half. Yeah, he won a nice couple of little headers. Wow, whoopie-doo. You're 6 foot tall, mate. I'd expect you to win headers. Yeah, his positioning was all over the place. The one where David Luiz, we both said on the watch-along, what a tackle when Haller was rolling around in the box holding his ankle. Yeah, but did you notice who he was covering for, David Luiz? Oh, yeah, the left-sided centre-back who weren't even in shot. So where was he? Yeah, because that should be him coming across there to clear that out. Instead, it was David Luiz. And guess who was behind David Luiz? Sokratis. Yeah, so where is Pablo Van Dijk? Yeah, his passing was a little bit sloppy at times. And as good as it was against Portsmouth with his long balls over the top, today it was poor. he made some nice headers. That was about it. Yeah, and listen, if people think that he was fantastic today, then I must have watched a different game, because I thought he was bang average today. Yeah, he's very slow with the ball, very slow to turn, slower than Granit Xhaka at times. But yeah, it's his debut, so you can't really go in on the guy and say, well, this is a flop, this and that. He is only on loan. Let's not forget that. I do think we are going to sign him because that's what this football club does. And again, it'll be for me, looking at the fact that he played the under-23s against Chelsea, was at fault for one of their goals, goes off the pitch and we keep a clean sheet that night. Yeah, after he goes off. He then played very well against Man City under-23s. We capitulated when he went off. Seeing him against Portsmouth do all right, but dead opposition. And then today against two tricky customers in Haller and Antonio, he looked like he had the runaround. So for me, it's a little bit, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But is he better than Mustafi? Yeah, I remember seeing a video on YouTube where somebody who actually supports that team put a video up and said he is no better than Mustafi. And he was the only person who said that. He said he's not that great a centre-back. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with him. It's only his first game in the Premier League, and he's not really had a great deal of games leading up to that, has he? You know, so I don't know. But put it this way: if you're putting him up against Aguero, De Bruyne, and all that lot on Wednesday, boy, good luck. We better get ready for a pasting, mate. Yeah, because if you do what he did today, then we're in big trouble. For me, I'm going to give him a 3.
Goodness.
So I'm being straight. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, he was amazing. He weren't. He was out of position. How many times, Chig?
He was, especially in the first half, he was out of position a hell of a lot.
A couple of headers, automatically we have to give him a 6. No.
So, all right, I'll give my honest opinion, because I did give this massive kind of lecture of give Mari a chance when we signed him, and you know that the fact that he doesn't have pace doesn't mean everything, as long as his positioning was right. To me, I was very underwhelmed in the first half. Very. Apparently, Burnley are winning, which is that is crazy if that is the case. Yeah. So I was very underwhelmed in the first half. I thought his positioning. He looked nervous to me.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised by that, because someone of his age, his experience, he's been in this country before. I think people forget.
He's not. I don't think he played a single game for Man City.
But at least I guess he's used to the climate and that. So it's just like what was the problem today? But then as the game grew on, I think he's starting to improve a little bit. I'm not going to be as harsh as you. I see your logic, because I do think there were times where David Luiz made some exceptional saves because Mari wasn't there, for whatever reason.
Okay, but before you give your score, let me ask you this. I can't even see the chat. It's froze about 15 minutes ago for some reason on my end. But let me ask you this, and let me ask the chat this. If Mustafi had put in the performance that Pablo Mari put in today, what score would you give Mustafi? Yeah. So whatever score that is, you give Mari. Yeah. And if Mustafi had done what Mari done today, Mustafi would have got a 3 as well.
I honestly would have given Mustafi a 4, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I guess on that logic, because honestly, I would have given him a 3 for the fact that I have to give him a 5 because of that little thing. I forgot about the paint. No, he gets a 5 from me. Rago, 5. No, in all seriousness, I would have given Mustafi a 4. And then I would have said, no, I would have given him a 3. And then I would have said, but he got a clean sheet, so I'll give him a 4.
And then you'll give him an extra mark for doing what he did to Fabianski. That was the best thing he'd done all game. Let's be real.
It was the best thing he'd done all game. Yeah. So yeah, I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5. David Luiz, I'm gonna give. I can't give him a 7. I can't. I thought he was terrible first half, but he was definitely better than Mari. So I have to give him a 6. I thought he was good in the second half. Made a lot of large tackles. actually really rolled the years back. Actually, kind of showed pace at certain times when he needed to. When he was getting stripped in the first half, he made some kind of adjustment, and then the second half was a lot better. So yeah, I'll give David Luiz a 6.
Yeah, I'll agree. First half, he was getting a 1. Yeah, second half, I thought he was really good. Really good in the second half.
Really
So I'll give him a 6. First half, I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, it was just like sideshow Bob all over again, wasn't it? But second half, especially that one he done on Haller, yeah, where he was running across, because that could have very easily been a penalty if he hadn't got there first. Yeah, and he literally just got his toe there first. And I thought that was a great tackle. And it was a goal-saving tackle because we were getting skinned at that point. And yeah, I thought he'd done all right, man. I thought he played all right. In the end, he got better the longer the game went on. But we've seen this with Luiz. Sometimes he starts off like a twat and then ends up getting, by the end of the game, superb. Yeah, it's like sometimes he grows into it. But yeah, I'll give him a 6. I thought he weren't the best defender, by the way, out of the 4.
No, he wasn't.
But I think out of the other 3, he was head and shoulders, mate.
Yeah. Saka, straight up, I'm going to give him an 8. I loved his all-round performance today. It wasn't just the going forward this time. Actually, I thought the defensive work was a little bit better than the going forward part. The defensive work I thought was really good. He kept using his kind of body shape to kind of like shoulder barge people and kind of like just shepherd balls out. Oh, like flipping heck. Okay, Shaka, I see you going to the gym.
Yeah, he pulled up Antonio at one point, didn't he?
Yeah, I really like. I thought
and that ain't easy to do. That is not easy to do.
And again, this is why sometimes I feel like we watch different games to people, because you got Marbles, who I normally agree with, saying he was a 5. I have no idea. But listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And then you got Angers here saying he was poor defensively. I was like, bro, I don't know what you watched. Because I thought he was very good. I thought he was solid. And listen, I think the kid, I still think he's a winger. But I also think that, in my opinion, this experience will make him a better player, because he'll learn to then track back. Hopefully when him and Tierney play together and Tierney finds himself up there, he'll know instinctively, all right, let me drop in. So this is what I'm hoping that Saka gets out of it. But I do worry about Arteta's comments this morning when he's talking about, they need to fight for the same place. Like, no, Mikel. Saka is a winner.
Exactly.
He's a winner.
So you can see that when he gets down that wing, there was that one where he went slaloming, wasn't there? Yeah, and then he fed Eddie and Ketia in, and Fabianski made a good save. Eddie should have scored it, but he made a good save. Yeah, and you can see that, like, as soon as he gets in that final third, he just comes alive, man. Yeah, he can whip across, he can go left, he can go right, can nutmeg you. Yeah, he's decent, man. He was really good today. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the chat room was looking at. I thought it was really good. To be honest, it was between him and Leno for man of the match for me. So
yeah, I'm going to give it to Saka. So that's me done with my ratings.
Okay, let me race through the rest of mine then. So Ceballos, as poor as Ceballos was today, I think his partner was worse. I actually thought Sokratis had a decent opening 10, and then I don't know what happened. I think he was trying to step it up. I think he was trying to get involved. He's just not a Lucas Torreira. He's not a DM. I don't care how much Arteta wants him to be. He's not a DM. He is playing the position that Ainsley Maitland-Niles should be playing, and that is what is frustrating. I saw people saying that Free Ainsley was trending on Twitter. I was so badly
We're not trusting in the process anymore. Why is everyone being toxic and negative all of a sudden?
I was so badly hoping it was. I never saw any Free Ainsley, but maybe it changed by the time I got on there. But yeah,
it's not helping the team, bruv.
There you go. That's what's frustrating. Ainsley should be playing there. Not especially when Torreira ain't there. Ainsley should be playing there. But yeah, I think for me, I thought I'm going to give Torreira probably higher than Lee's.
Torreira didn't play, mate.
Sorry, Ceballos. I think Ceballos higher than Lee's gonna. I'll tell you that now. But I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. His defensive partner, don't at me. I think he completed 3 passes all game that I noticed.
Yeah, and all 3 of them were straight for them going clean through and goal.
Do you know what I mean?
Dead
3
football,
passes.
Bro. Absolutely dog shit footballer.
I don't know what happened today. Clearly, they targeted him. I will say that.
Hey, come on. Why do you think Bellerin probably got dropped? Because they've been targeting Bellerin. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so he got taken out the limelight. Did you notice when Bellerin come on? I know we'll come to him in a minute, but do you know when Bellerin come on? Did you see how clumsy he is on the ball? Yeah. I can't wait for this lot to leave, man. And Granit Xhaka, yeah. Let me just say this, right? That summed up his whole Arsenal career in that first 2 minutes of that game. Yeah, get the ball. There's 3 options in front of you, next to you, and you just play the geezer clean through and goal. Yeah, get your stuff. See you later. Close the door on the way out. Yeah, dog shit footballer.
-5.
As soon as there's a minus there, you know it's problems.
I'm -5. That's only because we won. Otherwise, it's -10. I thought it was terrible. I genuinely. Please don't at me. You can't have genuinely watched that Xhaka performance and thought, oh, dude, he was amazing. Come on. Right-hand side, Pepe.
You missed Ozil.
All right, I'll do the superstar first. Got himself a good assist. The one thing I would say for Ozil, I disagree with what somebody said. This is the most positive thing I'm going to say about Ozil. I've seen him ghost bigger games than that. I at least saw him get on the ball a few times and try and do something. Most of it was garbage, but he tried to do something. So I'll give Mesut that. He got himself an assist. I'm going to give him a 5, which I know is a bit more than you're going to give him. But I'm going to give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. He was okay. But let's not gas it up because he got an assist. Please, people.
No, that counts, apparently. That counts. It counts, mate.
I'm going to avoid Twitter because I know what's going to happen, right?
Bruv, I've avoided Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter until I went on there earlier to type in Arsenal and West Ham just in the search bar so I could get the team news up, right? And I thought, oh, look, I've got 20-odd plus notifications. So I went through it. There's this geezer on there, right? He's just a miserable old bastard. Yeah, miserable old boy. Every time I put a tweet out there, he is the first person to reply. My man sat there, yeah, oiled up in baby oil, bruv, yeah, right, with his little Y fronts on that are stained with cum, right, sitting there going, oh, Lee's just tweeted, let me write some abuse. Yeah, he's about 50 years old, the fella, yeah, right? And I quote tweeted your tweet and I put, yeah, come join us. He goes, I'd rather not. So I
was wondering who that was.
His name's Gary. Yeah, his name's Gary. The first time he ran his mouth to me, you know, the Only Fools and Horses sketch where he goes, Gary.
Yeah,
I just found the GIF and just replied, Gary. Yeah, every single tweet, bruv, yeah, that guy is one of the first people to reply to me with some bullshit. Yeah, it's like, get a life. Then again, listen, when you're that age, he's probably in a sexless marriage, yeah, hates his job, hates his life, but he's too old to do anything about it. So his way out is, oh, well, this is not proper Arsenal. You're not proper Arsenal. Let me hate on him and him and him. Fuck off, man. Seriously. That is why I do not go on Twitter. I've barely been on it, bro.
It's done you good as well for me. Because I know when you tweet these days, you're going to find yourself into an argument with at least 4 or 5 different people. So,
mate, I think I've only put out a couple of tweets in the last 3 weeks. I ain't even got the app on my phone.
It's done you good. Yeah. Definitely done you good.
Yeah.
I Mesut a 5, and I bet any money without even I don't even know what Lee's going to give him. It'll be more than what Lee gives him. I don't know what Lee's going to give him already. I bet that's how much I think it's going to be, but we'll see. All right, right hand side, Nicolas Pepe. I thought he was good. I thought he was full of tricks. He looked our most dangerous player in the first half. I thought they looked nervous of him every time he was on the ball. I've realized now why people don't like him. They think he's a showy player without substance. And I think, in my opinion, I mentioned this to Lee during the watch along, I think you could see my man is doing leg day in the gym because he looks, his legs look quicker to me. And I feel like if he can continue doing that, continue developing, I think next season you're going to see a lot more substance from him. And, you know, I've seen people like Dante, I know Dante likes winding me up, right? Saying stuff like, oh, well, Marcus Alonso has more goals than Pepe. So what are you saying? Cool.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Yeah,
cool.
That's fine. Yeah, Marcus Alonso won't be at Chelsea next season. Pepe will be at Arsenal.
Not only that, then you forget about Pepe's overall contribution. His assists, his gameplay, the way he drives people back. People
will... Let's not forget, this is his first season here, bruv.
I promise he'll prove people wrong. I promise. I'm so confident. I promise he'll prove people wrong. You what? You just watch what Peps does. Watch. And then you're going to see me and Lee. You thought we gloated before. You thought you've seen smug shit before. Oh.
It's funny though, because I know Dante's sound, man. Proper sound. Yeah, he's
not to me. He's always winding me up.
He winds me up as well, but he's sweet. Yeah, he's sound. But this is the thing, right? If Mesut Ozil gets a pass today for getting an assist, then Pepe was man of the match. Working on that basis, isn't it? Yeah. All of a sudden, Mesut's got the pass. He got us the winning goal off of the back of it. Blah, blah, blah. Let's give him a 6. Yeah, or a 7. Well, in that case, Pepe was a 9 then. Because every time Pepe got the ball, he did something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where I always give marks that I think are fair based on what I've seen. People don't. People just go, well, I don't like him, so he can have a 2. I don't like him, so he can have a 3. Oh, I love him, so he can have a 9. No. Pepe is class. Yeah, he's not worth 70 million, but let's be real here, Dante. How many of these footballers are actually worth the money to sign for and getting paid?
Exactly.
Yeah, probably only Messi and Ronaldo, bro. The rest ain't worth it. Yeah,
I'm so confident. You just watch him work.
The funny thing is, as well, is if you actually look at some of the other wingers in the league and compare him to Pepe, who's been in and out of the team, not had a consistent run. I mean, to say a lot of people, by the way, want to take that Olympic sprinter from Wolverhampton Wanderers who's got no technical ability whatsoever. He's just a big, strong guy that can run fast. Yeah, I take Pepe over him every day of the week and twice on Sunday. That geezer has got fuck all about him apart from pace.
You talk about the Wolves guy.
Yeah, what's his name, man?
Yeah, I agree with you. He's wedge, he's quick, that's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
And we know that as soon as players lose pace, yeah, you start actually seeing how good they are, like fucking Bellerin.
Yeah. That's why, to be honest, I give Aubameyang a lot of credit because I can see the pace is going, but he's trying to adjust his game as much as possible to show that, to keep him effective. Yep. So I'll give Aubameyang that credit. Traore, you're right. Yeah, yes, Elstone. Thank you.
Bro. That's it.
Yes, your opinion is definitely to wind me up, Dante. 100%. Okay. Left-hand side, Aubameyang. Our captain, Aubameyang. £300,000 a week.
Ducked out of a 50-50 challenge on the centre circle. And I said to you on the watch-along, that's our captain, you know. Yeah, bottled it. Bottled a 50-50. That is our captain. Listen, I ain't going to hate on him too much. He's the top scorer in the league for a reason, yeah? But how are you wearing that armband and you are bottling? It weren't even a 50-50. He was favourite to win the ball. Yeah, it was probably a 60-40. And he pulled his leg back out. And I sat there and I went, bottle job. Yeah. Do I expect anything less from this team? No. Do I expect more from him? Yes. He's the captain. He's the top scorer. He's saved us so many times. Yeah. And I thought he was crap today. Yeah. He did a nice little move down the left-hand side where he skinned the guy.
No. And the outside of the past football ball that he had for Eddie.
That was decent. Other than that, what did he do? Right, and if people are going to start giving high marks for 2 decent bits in a game, then come on, man, seriously.
Yeah,
2 passes. Yeah, this is how Ozil's made a career, mate, off of 1 pass here and 1 pass there being amazing. Yeah, Aubameyang done it twice in that game. For me, I thought he was crap today. Yeah, I thought he was crap. And do you know the one thing I'll say about Aubameyang, right? I said it during the watch-along, and I said it the other day against Olympiacos. Every time Saka has got the ball down that left-hand side, where's Aubameyang overlapping? He's in the box. So then Saka's got 2 men up against him. And then look at the Newcastle goal for Pepe. Saka had 2 men outside on him, didn't he? And he nuts the guy and did a cross into the box. Where was Aubameyang when that cross went in the box, bruv? He was in the box, wasn't he? Why ain't he overlapping Saka? That was Newcastle. Yeah? That was the first game after Dubai. Yeah? Against Everton, it was the same. Against Olympiacos, it was the same. Every time Saka gets the ball, Aubameyang is in the box, which is great. That's where I want to see him. Yeah. But if he's being told play left wing, yeah, because your job is to overlap him and him overlap you, yeah. And I don't know. Listen, I thought he was shit today.
I'm with you. By the way, I didn't give Pepe a mark. I'd give Pepe a 7 out of 10. I'll give Aubameyang a 3. I thought he was terrible. I genuinely did. I thought he was terrible. I get he's playing out of position. I get the logic and I don't get the logic about playing him on the left. I get the whole, he doesn't hold up the ball, but surely he is more effective up top than on that left-hand side. Surely. Yeah. And I think from my perspective, I thought this was one of his more forgettable games, a game I will not remember tomorrow, to be honest. And it's not his fault. It's the manager I blame because I still think I don't get. Mikel makes much more baffling decisions than Emre, to be honest.
Well, at least with Emre, they'll come for you. You're toxic.
Listen, I don't care. I think Emre makes more logical sense. Whether you agree with that logic is a completely separate conversation. But he makes more logical sense with his decisions than Mikel does. I don't get this Aubameyang thing, but I have to also be fair. There were times where Emre also did occasionally play Aubameyang on the left. Occasionally being the word.
Exactly.
But in my opinion, I think Aubameyang was a 3. I thought it was terrible. People, you tune in not for Arsenal Fan TV ratings. You tune in for our ratings. We'll tell you how it is.
If you don't agree with them, just put your own in the chat. Yeah. It's kind of easy. Even you could do it.
Up top, Eddie, I'm going to be kind of...
Giro, dear.
I'm going to be a lot kinder now. I don't think he was as bad as you're going to trash him on yours.
Bruv, he's not good.
I don't.
We can all get our knickers in a twist and start going, he scored a great goal on Riesk the other day. Yeah, it was great, fantastic. You couldn't get in Leeds United's team and you were hampering one of the best 18-year-olds on the planet. Yeah,
that's where your feelings coming from.
That's not his fault.
The Martinelli thing.
Yeah, that's not his fault. That's Arteta picking him. Yeah. But Zach, big up Zach. Zach said it. He said when he said we're going to keep him, he's not going back out on loan. Zach said in our group chat, that's going to ruin Martinelli. Yeah, and guess what? Martinelli's barely featured since Arteta said we're not loaning him back out. Yeah, how he can start Eddie over Martinelli or Aubameyang up front. If you want to play Aubameyang left wing, cool. How are you starting Eddie and Nketiah over Martinelli? I'm sorry, no. And do you know what? Today showed why he ain't going to make it at Arsenal for me. Yeah, his finishing ain't that great. Some of the time, like the one where he nicked it off Pepe. Yeah, that one. The one where Fabianski made the good save. Yeah, he's got very.
No, that was Ozil. Ozil nicked it off him.
No. The one where Pepe jinked through the 3 players and then Eddie took the shot. Do you remember? And Pepe stopped because he see Eddie taking the shot, but Eddie was offside.
Oh, yeah. That happened a couple of times.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. I forgot about that. Okay.
But there's a reason he couldn't get into Leeds United's team. There's a reason he couldn't start for Leeds United. So why are we starting him?
Big up quickly to Arun. This is one brother I've met in person. He just happened to be on the same train as me. I was just like, are you Chig? I'm like, yeah. Because you never know when someone comes up to you, is this a hater?
Yeah,
am I have to square up to this brother, or is it going to be something else? So anyway, my man was at the game today, and he's tagged us both to his Insta story. So yes, big up to him. He thought Danny was man in a match, though. Wow.
Yeah, you better not watch my pairings then.
Yeah, you might want to give us a miss on what we said earlier about him, but yeah, I disagree with you, bro. But thank you very much for your comments. That might be an indication of what we're going to see on AFTV then. When we
let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask the chat this as well, yeah, right. And this isn't a dig at the manager now and fancying the manager before and all that. Let me just ask a genuine question and give a genuine answer. If Unai Emery begged Eddie Nketiah to come back from a team that he couldn't get a game at in the division below, dropped Lacazette, right, and then put Aubameyang left wing, and then decided to put that geezer who couldn't get in Leeds team up front and put Martinelli on the bench week in, week out since then, everyone, be honest, you'd be all moaning about it. Why is Emery doing this? Why is he not playing Martinelli? Why is Aubameyang on the left? But because it's Arteta, everyone wants to give him a chance, which is cool. That's fine. I'm with it. I get it. But let's say it as it is. That kid is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. He scored a great goal last week. Fantastic. What a finish. Yeah. He scored the week before as well. Cool. Right. Then you take him off because he was shit today. You then bring on Lacazette, who, by the way, turned out to score the winning goal. But you've stopped this boy going to the Olympics for Brazil national team. He's our player of the month and he's barely featured since. If Unai Emery done that, everyone would be in meltdown. Yeah. So why is it that Arteta gets the pass on that? Why is it everyone suddenly thinks that Eddie's the next best thing? He is not good enough. We see it again today.
Okay. Yeah. Let me have my say on this now. Go
on, mate.
Now, for me, I agree with 35% of what you've said. I don't think Eddie is good enough. I feel like, to me, I feel like the kid doesn't have enough about him to go on and kick on and be a top 6 level striker. That's just my opinion. I don't see enough in his play that tells me he's going to be prolific enough to be able to hold down a place in a top 6 side. That said, I also feel like some of your criticism is due to the fact that Martinelli's not playing. Whereas for me, I'm also baffled that Martinelli's not playing. But judging on his performance today, I do think he worked hard. I think he was a constant, and at least a threat, albeit I don't think he was necessarily that good up top. But I do feel like he had a lot of chances today. I'll give him that. He worked that line. He worked that line hard. It was a constant outlet. To me, I thought he did all right. I did. I thought he did okay. Totally get why he got taken off. I thought the last 10 minutes were poor from him, and you could see he's getting a bit tired. But I think with Eddie, I do agree. Oh, the other thing I agree with is I don't get why Arteta stopped this Olympic thing happening if you're not going to play him. There's a lot of things Arteta, I told you that 10 minutes ago. There's a lot of things Arteta does I don't understand. I don't get it. And to me, it's the decisions of a novice manager. Because guess what? He's a novice manager. That's the whole point. I was worried about him taking over in the first place. But I think going back to Eddie, I thought he did all right. And sue me, I'm going to give him a 5. I thought he did fine. I thought he was okay. I agree. I don't think he's going to go on and be that guy. But I thought today, I've seen worse. I saw worse players out there. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Quickly, just touching on the subs, Lacazette got himself a winning goal, was constant.
He done really well when he came on.
Yeah, I thought it was more than just him working hard. He looked hungry today. Dare I say, more like last season's Lacazette. So yeah, I liked his performance today. His cameo role. I'm going to give Lacazette. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10.
Who
were the other subs?
Bellerin. Reece Nelson and Bellerin. Bellerin's no point marking. He was on for about a minute, wasn't there? But Reece Nelson came on.
Ain't gonna bother. Reece, I'm gonna give Reece 4 out of 10. Other than one blazing shot he had, what did he really do? And we took off. Even a tired Pepe was more effective, in my opinion.
Again, another one who's not going to make it.
Another one who I also don't think will make it either. Yeah, him, Joe, and Eddie.
Somehow everyone seems to think he's going to be the next Raheem Sterling.
Yeah,
Raheem Sterling at that age was light years ahead of Reece Nelson.
100%. Reece is 20 now, isn't he?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I think that covers it. And then the manager. The only positive I can take out of this for the manager is we won the game. We won the game.
That was hilarious.
There's so many baffling things about Mikel Arteta. And obviously, if you're a Mikel fan, you're going to see this. You're going to be like, oh, look at these two dickheads being all negative about this. You're here for the opinion, right? So I'm going to be honest about the opinion. For me, he makes a lot of baffling decisions. The first being Sokratis at right back. The second being Eddie instead of Martinelli. The list goes on and on and on. Ceballos instead of Ainsley Maitland-Niles or someone even remotely defensive in the midfield. There are lots of decisions I don't understand. Why is it that Xhaka plays every single game? Why is it the new Xhaka is now David Luiz? Yeah. Come hell or high water, David Luiz plays every single game. What is that about? Saka at left back when Tierney. All right, fair enough. Tierney's he's only had his first week in full training. Fine, but realistically, we know Saka's playing against City as well. So it's like, so when is Tierney?
Saka came on the other day to get his little appearance bonus. Do you know what I mean? In stoppage time against Portsmouth.
I just.
He 100% has a clause in that contract that says if he's fit,
he must do for 4 managers
in every game.
For 4 managers to do this, there must be something. Yeah, I just, there are lots and lots and lots of things I don't understand. But we won the game, and for the simple reason that we won the game, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. At the lowest possible mark I could give him while still winning the game. 6 out of 10. I think that covers it. That's pretty much it. Thank you, DVS Vallis. I've just seen your donation. Very generous. Thank you very much. Let's get it straight. Arteta still doesn't know his best 11. I feel like each game is an experiment and that we try and we always stand a chance of losing. We have zero confidence and consistency and look scared. Do you know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that there.
I don't know his best 11.
I'm going to leave that there. I'm not even going to leave that there because you donated. I think that is the best comment I've seen this year. That is just real talk. That is no bias. That is no nothing. That is, to me, that is just a genuine, honest assessment of where we're at right now. So, you know what? Wonderful comment. Thank you,
And eventually, like I've said, like it happened under Unai Emery when he went 22 unbeaten, by the way. Yeah. And people were still slagging him off, going, oh, we're playing shit. We're conceding chances. Well, West Ham had more today. And we had 2 on target again. Eventually, I said this back then, I'll say it again now. Eventually, your luck runs out.
Runs out.
Yeah, and until you pick your best 11, which he still hasn't done, he's not picked his best 11 in 15 football matches yet, or what I would consider the best 11. Until you do that and play him consistently week in, week out, which again, we've only played the same starting 11 in back-to-back games twice in nearly 15 months, like back-to-back games. So once, 2 games in a row. We've only done it once in nearly 15 months. So it's no coincidence that we look crap pretty much week in, week out. And when your midfield's constantly changing, your defence is changing, and your strike force is changing, it's hard to get rhythm, isn't it? But we did
and by the way, just to respond to this before I highlight DVS Vallis's comment again, don't just because I can't speak for Lee, but just because I'm saying what I'm saying doesn't mean I say get rid of Arteta. But I'm not going to act like I'm happy with his decisions. By the way, you notice throughout all of this, I still ain't said Arteta out yet. I still haven't said that. All I'm saying is he makes baffling decisions. Baffling decisions. Am I happy with one? Yeah. But there's some critique. This is what the show is for. So that is the comment. That is genuine. To me, this is why I love, I'm going to highlight it again. This is why I love that comment so much.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what, the minute, if you've got time, my friend, from the day that Arteta took over to today, you've obviously got a bit of time. If you have got a bit of time, that'd be fantastic, because I'm going to go live in 42 minutes here to do my player ratings. If you've got it by then, can you tell me from the day that Arteta took over to now, compare our starting 11s and how many different times we've changed the starting 11. So how many times we've used the same starting 11 in back-to-back games compared to every other team in the Premier League? Yeah, so how many times have Wolves played the same 11 back-to-back? How many times has Spurs done it? How many times has every other team done it? If you could do that, or anybody else could do that, come hit me up in 42 minutes, because I guarantee we have changed our starting 11 more than anyone in that Premier League.
I genuinely, to me, I'm kind of with you, Marbles, in the sense that I feel like it depends on the competition. So the competition, you need to sometimes freshen players up. You need to give them a rest. David Luiz, right?
I disagree with that comment.
Here's the thing. I know you disagree. I know you're not a fan of chopping and changing. But when I look at the David Luiz situation, right, this is a guy where, let's be real here, right? In a given month, let's say we play 5 games, you'd be lucky if he has 2 good performances. Would you agree? That is a typical person you rotate out of the team.
Granted,
right?
On today's performance shouldn't be starting on Wednesday. Nailed on his starts.
That's the thing. We could all predict. I guarantee all of us could sit here now and name what Arteta picks on Wednesday.
Let's do it. Leno in goal. Bellerin right.
Let's do it. Leno in goal.
Right, yeah, he'll start on Wednesday. Left back will be Saka. Centre backs. Yeah, if Mustafi's not fit, then it'll be the same as today. If not, Mustafi goes.
Do you think it will be the same as today? Do you not think Sokratis will come in? I think Sokratis might come in.
No.
Because I think he might decide, let me protect Mari a little bit and put Sokratis in.
Well, that's maybe one area then out of 5 that we've picked so far. Then in midfield, it'll be Ceballos, it'll be Ozil, and it'll be Xhaka. Same as today.
100%.
Yeah. Right wing, he'll go with Reece Nelson or Pepe. No, I think he'll go Pepe, actually. I think he will start Pepe.
I think Nelson is a decent shout, you know. He loves him some Reece. He
Left
loves
wing.
him some Reece.
So there's 2 that we maybe disagree on. Yeah. Right. Out of 9. Left wing, he'll go Aubameyang all day long.
Agreed?
Yeah. Up front, Lacazette.
Like,
out of 11 places in that team, we're only debating on 2 of them because we already know his team. If we already know his team, then Pep knows his team. We're fucked on Wednesday, lads. Yeah? And this is the thing, right? Let's be real here. Now, let me just say this, right? Because I don't want to go down this route, yeah? But let me just say this. Lacazette went 9 games without a goal. You persisted with the guy. As soon as he started scoring, you took him out the team. Why? Nobody can answer that question, right? You then play Hector Bellerin. No, sorry, Maitland-Niles, week in, week out, who was doing fantastic at right back. Yeah, Hector comes back. Straight away, we're playing Chelsea. Maitland-Niles is dropped. Bellerin, you're in. Yes, he scored a goal. Great. He got us back an equaliser, yeah? Cool. He's been absolutely crap since then, yeah, but still played every week. Today he's been dropped for Sokratis. But we all know he's coming back in on Wednesday. Yeah, why? Sokratis has done all right-ish, yeah? But where's Maitland-Niles? Then if you go to midfield, can somebody tell me what Granit Xhaka has done in the last 3 games to warrant starting on Wednesday? But we all know he's going to start. And everyone will go, oh, but the injuries. No, I don't care. I would rather Joe Willock running around like a headless chicken, who's actually the future of the football club, than some fucking useless twat who's been here 4 years, who is still doing the same mistakes week in, week out that he was 4 years ago. Yeah, and this is where my problem is with it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Reece Nelson, for example. Reece Nelson played great on Monday. There's your reward. You're benched. 2 assists, man of the match, absolutely superb. You're benched. Martinelli, player of the month for January, barely featured in February. We're now in March. He still ain't featured. Why? You're now being benched for a kid who couldn't get in Leeds. Why? If people don't like me saying that, tough. Yeah, they're questions that I want the answers to. Why is it when you're playing well, you then get benched?
Yeah, it's like punishment.
Not playing well, that still play games. It's baffling. And people want to sit there and go, oh, trust the process. We're fucking 9th. He's been in 4 months. And we've gone up 1 place. We've played shit for 5 games in a row. Yeah, so come on, listen. Let's all keep positive. It's great. We've won. Fantastic. We've moved up to 9th. But at the same time, the luck will run out. Yeah? And when it does, I want all of you to come and tell me that. And just say, oh, yeah, well, maybe he was right about Martinelli. Maybe he was... Because we know Martinelli ain't starting against Man City.
Nah, no chance.
Come on, bro.
No chance.
Yeah, we know Eddie, despite how well he played the other night, despite you thinking he played all right today, we know Laka's straight back in the team.
Yeah.
Why? So there's no incentive for you as a footballer at this football club to play well, because if you do, you're dropped.
I will say this, based on his cameo today, maybe Lacazette deserves to start.
I thought he was decent. Oh, don't get me wrong. I thought he was decent when he came on.
You could make that argument.
My point is, he went 9 games without a goal,
yes.
Yet he consistently played him. He then scored 2 goals in 2 games.
And then dropped.
And then he dropped him. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because you've got your confidence back. You've got your 2 goals, and now you're benched.
It makes no sense.
It's like a twat for 9 weeks. It's just baffling, bruv.
But this is where I guess perhaps we're missing each other. I don't mind chopping and changing if it's based on merit.
Yeah.
On merit. On merit.
Where's Gendouzi all of a sudden? Where's Gendouzi all of a sudden?
It's like Pepe. Pepe was the best player against Olympiacos. My man found himself on the bench against Portsmouth. Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah.
And that always happens to Pepe for some reason. He does well, he gets dropped. Yeah. It's the most arse-backwards message that you give to these players.
But that's the thing, right? On the flip side of that, everyone was chipping in with goals, weren't they? Lacazette got his goals. Pepe had scored some goals. Ozil had scored. Lacazette, Martinelli was the player of the month for January. So into February, everyone was chipping in. And maybe he wants everyone to be chipping in so they're all fighting. No, we can all name Liverpool's starting 11. We can all name the 3 players that are coming if they've got 3 injuries. Yeah? So don't talk to me about it's a squad game and all that bollocks. They're the best team in the league by a country mile, and they've used about 16 players tops all season. Yeah? And they don't need a rest. Salah was playing the other night. Mane started against Chelsea in the Cup the other night. Yeah, Van Dijk started against Chelsea the other night. Guess what? They all started again today. And they'll all start again on Wednesday against Atletico in the biggest game of their season. So don't come with all this crap about, they need a rest. No, they don't. These players have had a rest for 4 seasons, mate. Yeah, so listen, he doesn't know his best 11. That's all it boils down to. And he's using it as some kind of experiment from now till the end of the season to see who's going to step up. All this bollocks about Maitland-Niles, about he needs to step up and show he wants it every week in training. If I was Maitland-Niles, I'd say, bollocks, who the fuck are you? I would. Who are you? You were a dead midfielder, bruv. Yeah, well, you're coming with that talk. Listen, let's have it right here. That guy, when Arteta started, was our best fucking player on the pitch for weeks, mate.
This is what I was saying, bro. I put this tweet on my Twitter. This is why I did stay away from Twitter. I put it up the other day, right? I had 4 people going, he weren't that good. It's like, this is how I know you got some short memory, because you were one of the people that were praising him when Maitland-Niles was playing. I remember it.
4 games under Arteta, Maitland-Niles was his best player.
100%.
And everyone was going, he should be right back. He should be right back. He should be right back. Bellerin comes back in for Chelsea, and everyone's going, Bellerin. Yeah, he gets the goal, and then Maitland's never been seen since. Yeah? If I was Maitland-Niles, I'd say, listen, fuck you, man. Who the fuck are you? You were some dead baller. Yeah? And you're going on about me. I need to do running around cones better than fucking the fashion model. Yeah? I'd sit him down, Arteta. I'd say, I want a word with you, bruv. Yeah? I'm leaving in the summer. I'm going to find myself a football club. Is that cool? Yeah, because I'd tell him that straight. If I was Martinelli, I'd be looking at that saying, right, I was player of the month, voted for by the fans of Arsenal Football Club, yeah, because I smashed it in January. He got a goal at the bridge with 10 men. Yeah, he scored against, who was the other team he scored against? Can't remember. Scored against someone else. Yeah, and he got an assist in another game, yeah? Right, and he got voted player of the month, right? Since February comes, right, he's played, what, about 25 minutes in February? I don't think he started a game in February, did he? I might be wrong. He might have started one. But
if he did, I don't remember. It feels like a while.
Yeah, and now we're in March. We're on the 7th of March. The whole week of March is gone, and he still hasn't started this month. Yeah. If I was Martinelli, I'd say you stopped me going to the under-23s Olympics with my national team. Yeah, to sit on the fucking bench for Eddie Nketiah. I'd be like, boy, I'm finding a new club in the summer. I would, because listen, let's be real here. As harsh as that sounds, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yeah, and if people don't like it, I couldn't give a fuck, because I'm going to go and have something to eat, and I'm going to do my player ratings in half an hour.
There you go. Do you want to give me the link to it? Have you got it? Have you got
it shit, yeah. I ain't even done that yet.
But guys, I always thank you for hearing us rabbit on and on. Over 200 people still watching, so thank you. At least some of you. This is what I'm saying. Hopefully, those 200 people, guys, know. 209 people now know that, you know, yes, we have strong opinions, and yeah, sure, you might not agree with all of them, but at least you're listening, you're paying attention, and hopefully you can see where we're coming from at the very least. This is the thing.
I'm not one of these people, Chig, that's going to sit here and go, well, listen, I'm buzzing with one. Don't get me wrong. And guess what? We both predicted we would win that game. Even when we were playing crap all the way through it, we both sat there and went, still think we'll nick this. Still think we'll nick this. Yeah, I still think we'll nick this. I still think we'll nick this. We both said that. And then a minute later, bang, we scored, yeah? Right. But the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, just because this is Mikel Arteta doesn't mean that you can't sit there and rip apart some of the stuff he's doing, because he played for Arsenal football. I couldn't give a fuck. He was shit as a footballer, yeah, and I don't particularly rate him as a coach, right? If this was Unai Emery, because he didn't play for Arsenal, everyone would rip him apart. Let's not forget here the amount of people that I've seen and in the chat tonight say, but he was left a shit team. This team got to the Europa League final. This team finished 5th and should have finished 4th, yeah, and bottled the last 7 games. We should have probably finished 3rd. This is the same team that has the 4th highest wage bill in the league. This is the same team that has the most expensive front 4 in the Premier League, yeah? So don't come with all this rubbish about he's been left a shit team, yeah? He's chopping and changing too much, and that is why we are getting dominated in nearly every game, yeah? And it's the same thing you all criticised Unai Emery for, chopping and changing, not knowing his best team. So if we're going to have consistency with your views, just because it's Mikel fucking Arteta or whether it's Unai Emery, stay consistent with it. Yes, I'm going to give him a chance. He's here. He ain't going anywhere. But the fact and reality is, if he carries this on next season, he'll be sacked by Christmas as well. Until we find somebody who picks a proper 11, like Liverpool do every week, and sticks to it. There we go.
Over 200 people still watching us ranting, so thank you very much. Please do stick a like on this video before you go. When Abby told me there were 14 away from 100, if you can get me over 100 before I go, that'd be fantastic. So
I don't even like it. Let me like it.
Please do subscribe if you haven't already. We do this every single Arsenal game. Sometimes we'll be late. I'll be honest, sometimes. But we'll never be more than 5-10 minutes or so. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. Look at me putting this link in the chat box right now.
I was the 100th like.
There you go. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. So there is the link to Lee's player ratings. I'm gonna put it in again because you guys move this chat room so quickly. So make sure you go to his thing. At least put it up. You know what Lee's like. He'll have a cigarette and he'll be with you. So
yeah, make sure I've got some food in the little slow cooker. I'm gonna muller that, and yeah, man, I'll be ready for 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock our time. So, yeah, 7 o'clock our time. So make sure, or UK time, I should say. So make sure you do go check that out.
Me and Lee will be back on Wednesday together. Once again, doing this. This is what we do. I'll be back again later tonight. Tonight? Yep, tonight to drop a late night with Chig, because there are a lot of Arsenal subjects that people keep asking me about. I haven't had a chance to, because you see me post it on my community posts and I never talk about it. So I'll be talking about it tonight. And yeah, so make sure you check that out. Probably be about 10 o'clock UK time. And that's that, guys. We're out of here. Take care. Oh, and also, by the way, to people keep asking, mentioning UFC, yes, Lee, and our special guest from yesterday, who was awesome, Will. Make sure you check out our review, because all three of us are going to get together to do that tomorrow. That will be on the Chig and Ola Combat channel. We're sailing towards 100 subscribers now, so make sure you click on that link and we'll check out our review. If we do a watch along, it'll be very last minute. So the best thing to do is go on that channel now, subscribe, hit that notification bell, which I'm hoping you should have done for this channel already, and you won't miss it. All right, we're out of here. I've done moaning. I'm going to relax now. I've got a couple of calls to make, and Lee's got some dinner to eat. So yeah, take care. And Lee?
Pick the best 11 on Wednesday or we're fucked.
Amen! Exclamation mark. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.
It's true though, man.